Motivation to me is entry level. It's entry level. All right. It's like if you need motivation, you're just beginning the race. That means somebody else is making you do something that you don't want to do. All right. Where you constantly need motivation. You constantly need motivation. These athletes and these business people, they're not looking for motivation. They're looking for elevation. That's what they're looking for. They're looking to elevate their game. They're looking to elevate their business. They're looking to elevate their lives. All right. I've never one time had to raise my voice to my athletes because their motivation was at such a high level. It was internal. It wasn't external. It's kind of like that sugar high. You go to these different conferences and everybody gets you all fired up and everybody's clapping hands and they're giving you high fives and everybody's jumping up and they all tell you, let's go. And then once the event's over with, you're like, where are we going? There's no direction. There is no direction. And it's just like, if you eat a lot of candy, you're buzzing around all over the place. It's the same thing with that motivation. You go on this extreme high, and then there's this extreme letdown once you figure out what the work that it's going to take and the time and the effort that you're going to have to put in, not somebody else that's going to be constantly pushing you and telling you and so forth. You have to figure this out, a lot of it on your own. My businesses that I speak to, the CEO, the clients, I always ask them, describe winning in one word. One word. And when you go to these motivational things, you'll have people come in and say, it's fun, it's happiness, it's exciting, it's exhilarating, and all this other stuff. When you talk to the individuals that win over and over again, this was some of the answers that they gave me. Uncivilized. It's hard. It's nasty. It's dirty. It's unpolished. It's rough. It's unapologetic. It's unforgiving. And then Kobe Bryant, his answer was, winning is everything. But you have to do everything for winning to be everything. And that's how these individuals describe winning, because they're not thinking about the celebration at the end, which is small and short. They're thinking about the race that they had to go through in order to get to winning. And in that race, that's where all the things are. That's where you spend more time in the uncivilized, in the nasty, in the unpolished than you do actually in the winning. I say most people are afraid of success because once you become successful, now everybody sees that version of you. And in order to get success again, you gotta become a better version. You gotta become a stronger version. You gotta become a smarter version. You gotta become more of a winning version. So people like to stay in the middle. And that's where a majority of the people are, because that's where the comfort is. You're not super successful. You're not at the bottom. You're kind of in the middle, and you have a lot of conversations. You have a lot of stuff to get along with individuals with. And then once that individual starts to separate from that group, instead of that group uplifting that individual, most of them are trying to pull them back because they couldn't get to that next level of success, and they don't want to be left. They don't want to be left behind. Winning makes you different, and different scares people. So success makes you different, and people are scared by different. What they don't understand, they're automatically turned off by. There's a lot of these cliches out there that instead of helping you, they actually hurt you. They said you gotta love the process. All right. The process, you have to do the process. The process is not an option. In anything you're trying to become successful at, you have to do the process. The end result is not guaranteed. You can go through a year of process and get closer and closer and still not get to the end result, and the process starts all over. All right, so you have to do the process. You have to do it's a non-negotiable. The end result is not always going to be there. I don't know a single individual that loves 100% of what they do. 100%. They're just, that's not there. But if you crave that end result, you think my athletes enjoyed practicing? You think they enjoyed the 90 minutes or 2 hours workouts that they had to do with me every single day, sometimes twice a day? They didn't enjoy those things, but they craved the end result so much that the work was irrelevant. They knew they had to do the work in order to get that end result. And this other one is about, it's the journey, not the destination. Well, here's my problem with that. Why are you taking the journey if there's no destination? So what are you doing? Just aimlessly walking around or flying around or so forth? If you're taking a journey, most people that take a journey, they take a journey with a destination. Winning requires that destination. You just can't be aimlessly walking around, but that's just another way of saying, take your time. You have plenty, you got time to do this, you got that. Well, I always say this, while you're going on 3, 1, 2, 3, somebody's already left on 1. They've already left on 1, and they got a head start in their journey, your journey, but they also have a destination of where they're going to. Every single one of your plans should be a plan A. There shouldn't be plan A's, plan B's, plan C's, because listen, to me, if you have a plan B, that means it's not as good as your plan A. You should have multiple plan A's. They should be equally as effective, equally as good. Now, your first plan A may not work, but your second plan A may, or your third plan A. But if you literally have plan A, plan B, plan C, you're creating a safety net that you don't need. Many times pressure is, you got to throw yourself over the ledge instead of having somebody else throw yourself over the ledge. You got to know that next step is, you got to believe in your abilities to know that's what that next step is there. Winning isn't going to meet you halfway. It's going to meet you at the end. And it's going to watch you go through that unforgiving race to see what's going to come out on that other end. It's like a battlefield that goes on in your mind all the time. You have these constant wars, these constant bombs that are constantly going on in your head. Your anger, your fear, your anxiety, all these different things, and yourself and other individuals are trying to explode those things. They're trying to get you distracted. They're trying to get you out of focus. They're trying to teach you not to deal with pressure. That's that old adage of, you got this. Well, what do you got? What do you have? What is this? What exactly is this? Because your definition of this is completely different than my definition of this. And what you said about the routine, about the preparation, about doing things over and over and over again, allows those individuals to excel and compete and handle those pressure situations and get the results that other individuals just can't get.